Hello, welcome back to class. In line with what we were discussing before, earlier on I was trying to, establish some formulas that will help us to solve coordinate geometry. But this time around, I want to establish something very, very important that you need to know. Like I said before, I was going to continue that. So, what are we going to establish? We want to look at when we have lines that are perpendicular. Alright? This is a line and this is another line. Either way, it can be in this form, alright, but they are just perpendicular. When two lines are perpendicular, the slope of one, which is m1, and the slope of the other establishes a formula like this, minus 1 over m2. Alright, when you cross multiply, that will be what? m1, m2 equal to minus 1. What does this show? This shows that whenever two lines are perpendicular, when you multiply the slope of one with the other, the answer will be minus 1. So, a very simple question. Show that these two lines are perpendicular. This is what we'll be doing. You understand that, right? Good. So now, the next one is when two lines are parallel. Either two lines or multiple lines, as long as they are parallel, either this way or that way, whichever position they are, alright, as long as they are parallel, the slope of one and the slope of the other, they give you an equation of m1 equal to m2. In a very simple nutshell, if two lines are parallel, the slope of one is equal to the slope of the other. Of course, if they are parallel, it means that they must have the same slope. A parallel line means lines that will never meet. I hope you understand that. So, we're going to take questions based on what we have established so far. And generally, all that we have been discussing this morning, we're going to answer questions and all that. So alright, you can see I have questions on the board now. Alright, so now, how do we solve this question? Now, let's read the question before we analyze what we're seeing. So, what do you see there? Find the equation of the line parallel to the line, alright? 7x plus 5y equal to 12, right? Find the equation of the line parallel to this. Now, you're going to look at all these equations. Which of them is parallel to this? That's what the question is all about. So, remember the formulas we have established, or some of the conditions we have established. We said for two lines to be parallel, the slope of one is the same as the slope of the other. And for two lines to be parallel, right, the slope of one multiplied by the other should give you minus 1. So now, first of all, you need to understand how to derive the slope from an equation. How do you derive the slope from this equation now? So let's write the equation 7x plus 5y equal to 12. If you go back to the video online, I told you that if you want to derive an equation, the slope for a given equation, you just have to make y subject to the formula so that it will coincide with the general equation of the line. This is the general equation of the line. Alright? So if I make y in this equation subject to the formula, it's going to coincide with this. And then the coefficient of s will be my what? My slope. So let's make y subject to the formula now. So we have 5y equal to, this one will come in, that will be minus 7s plus 12. Alright, divide 2 by 5. That will give you what? Minus 7 over 5s plus what? 12 over 5. So my slope here is what? Minus 7 over 5. Now, look at these options. Which of them have the same slope as minus 7 over 5? So when you come to this option, do I have to do all, follow this method to determine the slope? No. All I need to do is just, make y, the quotient of y, this equation, 1, okay? So to make the quotient of y in this equation 1, I'll just divide 2 by 7. If I divide 2 by 7 for this one, I will have by here what? 5 over 7. Can you see that? 5 over 7. So this one is now 1. Now by the time I move it to the other side, that will be minus 5 over 7. You can see the very first one option is correct. So if you do that for all the other options, discover that this is the only answer. So let's do that for this one. Divide 2 by 5, alright? 5. This one is now 1. So your target is that y should be 1, alright? The quotient of y should be 1. Now this one, the question of y is already 1. And the question of y here, if you want to make it 1, you have to divide by 17. Divide 2 by 17. And you see that this is 7 over 5. And when you go to the other side, that will be what? Minus 7 over 5. Meanwhile, this look here, okay. Wow, sorry. So you can see, I just over, that was a slip on the tongue. Now look at the main answer here, minus 7 over 5. So this one will give you minus 7 over 5. So B is actually the answer, not A, alright? This one is 5 over 7, not minus 7 over 5. So minus 5 over 7. So B is the answer, alright? So we'll continue the class with more questions. Alright, this question will be very easy. This question will be very easy provided you've been through all the classes where I started talking about coordinate related. So let's try and see if you were there and see how much you know. Alright, so now find the equation of a line perpendicular to the line. So this is the line. Alright, this is our line of reference. This is the equation of the line of reference, and we are looking for an equation of another line with this line as a reference. But now we don't have, now that line has passes through 4,2. Alright? That second line passes through this point. Alright? So now let's try and look for that. Remember what I told you? I told you that when you have equations, alright, all you need to do is just, look for the slope of this line, alright? So what will be the slope of this line? Now if you have 2y equal to 5s plus 4, all I have to do is what? Divide both sides, or 2. Divide 2 by what? 2. When you divide 2 by 2, what will you have? So you now have that y is equal to what? 5 over 2 x plus what? 2. So if you compare this equation that you have now with the general equation of the line, ms plus c, it means that our m is actually what? 5 over 2. Alright? So now, why do we need to get this slope? We need this because from this we cannot get the slope of the other line. Alright? From this condition. The condition is that if two lines are perpendicular, just like you are seeing, perpendicular, then the slope of one multiplied by the slope of the other will give you minus 1. So if we have slope of 1, then we cannot get the slope of the other by what? Saying m2 is now what? Minus 1 over m1. And that means that what? 5 over 2 will now be what? Minus 1 over 5 over 2. That's for the slope of the second one. Alright? If you simplify this, you are going to have minus 2 over 5. That is inverse of 5 over 2 is what? Minus 2 over 5. I hope you understand that. So now let's establish an equation for this. And to get an equation of the line is very easy. All I need is my slope. I told you in my previous video that the equation of the line is a function of the slope, alright? The equation of the line is a function of the slope. So let's try to establish again the formula for the equation of the line. Sorry, the formula for the slope of the line. So that will be what? M equal to what? Y minus y1 over s minus s1. So the slope is supposed to be y2 minus y1, s2 minus s1. So we're going to make this one unknown. Alright, so now we can slot in the value of one of these points, which is this s1, y1. Then this our slope will now be this one that we have now. Okay? So when you do all that, what will you have? That's minus 2 over 5 equal to what? Y minus y1, that's minus 2, all over what? S minus s1, that's 4. Alright? When you cross multiply, what do you have? 5 into that what? Y minus 5 equal to minus 2 into that s minus 4. And let's expand. 5y times 5 times y, that is 5y. 5 times minus 5, that's minus 25. Minus 2 times s, minus 2x. Minus 2 times minus 4, that will be what? Plus 8. Okay? So, if you bring all this other one to this side, you have that what? 5y equal to plus 2x. This is minus 2s. As it comes over, it comes plus 2s. Alright? This is plus 8. When it comes over, it becomes minus 8. So, minus 8 minus 25. Minus 8 minus 25 equal to 0. So we have 5 plus 2x minus what? This is 30, 33 equal to 0. Do we have any option like that? Oh no, we don't have options like that. Okay? So it means that the option is not there. Alright? So this is our answer. Okay? This is our answer, right? So I guess it's a programmable error or but this is how to solve it, okay? Alright, let's solve just one more question. Alright, we want to solve a more recent question. This is in 2013, okay? Now, if you have this question, just like you're seeing behind me, how would you attempt this question? It said, find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line joining what? P 2, minus 3 to Q minus 1 minus 5, 1. How do you solve this question? Now, the first thing is that you must understand, alright, what they are trying to discuss there, or what they are trying to outline there. The first thing is that, alright, let me have my line this way. Now, the first thing is that there is a line that joins P 2, minus 3 and Q, this is what? Minus 5, 1. Now, there's a line joining this point, but we are now looking for the equation of another line that is a perpendicular bisector. Now, any perpendicular bisector between these 2 points must be a perpendicular line that will pass through the midpoint between P and Q. It must pass through the midpoint, the middle. So there is a midpoint, alright? So let's call the midpoint M. So M, S, 1. So we don't know the midpoint yet, but you must understand that the perpendicular bisector must pass through the midpoint, okay? That is established, alright? Now, we're looking for the equation of this bisector now. Now, the first thing is that the bisector is a perpendicular line, and you already know how to solve, alright, the question when you have a perpendicular line. How? The slope of this one, which is M1, and the slope of this second one, which is M2. M1 times M2 will give you minus 1, right? Good. So, if we want to get an equation of a line, first of all, if we want to get an equation of a line, you need a slope, because I told you the equation of a line is a function of the slope, right? So you need a slope and at least 1 point in order to derive the equation of a line. Now we don't have a slope and we don't have any point at all, and we're looking for equation of this line. So we can get the point first. Let's get the point first. So what is this point in this line? What is this point on this line? Because we must get one of the points that the line passes through. So what is this point in this line? It is the middle. And how do we get the midpoint? The midpoint is what? The formula for midpoint is half of what? Whatever we have there, alright? So for S, we have half of S. So we have, for S, we have what? S1 plus S2 over 2. Alright? For Y, you have what? Y1 plus Y2 over what? 2. So this should be your S1, Y1, S2, S2 here, S2 here, and Y2. So what is the Y1? We have 2 plus minus 5 over 2. Then for Y, you have what? You have what? Minus 3 plus 1 over 2. So 2 plus minus 5. That would be what? 2 minus 5 over 2. Why? Because plus times minus is minus. So 2 minus 5. That would be what? Minus 3 over 2. That's the first coordinate. Alright? Then for Y, you have that what? Minus 3 plus 1 is what? Minus 2 over 2, that is minus 1. Okay, so we've gotten the coordinate of the midpoint, right? So that's the coordinate of the midpoint. So let's get the equation of the line now. So, like I said before, the equation of the line is a function of what? The slope. So since we have 1 point, which is what? Minus 3 over 2, minus 1, and we need just 1 point and the slope to be able to determine the equation of the line. Using this formula, y minus y1 over 1 s minus s1. So we need this point. This is the point here now. This is our s1 for this, and our y1 for this now. So what will be our slope, right? What will be the slope? Now, you know, you can get the slope of this line because we already have 2 points. How? Slope is always what? Y2 minus y1. That's for this line now. This one is for this straight line, okay? This whole expression is for this straight line. I'm talking about for this line now. Now for this line, you have what? y2 minus y1, s2 minus s1. So the slope will now be what? This is our y2, okay? 1 minus y1, that is minus 3. Alright? So s2, you have what? Minus 5 minus what? Minus 2. So this whole expression will give you 1 plus 3. And you know why this is plus now, right? Okay. So this one will give you what? Minus 5 minus 3, that's minus 7. Right? So 1 plus 3, that will give you what? 4 over minus 7. This whole expression is what? Minus 4 over 7. Now, remember, if you're looking for the slope of the second line, which is perpendicular, you have to engage, remember, I introduced the formula already. So, the slope of the second line will be minus 1 all over the slope of the first one. And the slope of the first one is what? Minus 4 over 7. That is minus 1 all over minus 4 over 7. The first thing is that this minus is cancelled. Then our M2 will now be inverse of 4 over 7. That is the 7 over 4. Alright? 1 over any number is inverse of that number. So inverse of 4 over 7 is 7 over 4. Just to kind of, exchange the number. So what we have now, 7 over 4. Is this the answer? No, we still have to move this 7 over 4 into this expression in order to get the equation of what we're looking for. So what's the equation of the line now? So let me just clean this aspect of it. Let me clean this part of the board and continue our solution. So what do we have now? So we have what? 7 over 4 equal to what? Y minus y1. What is y1? Remember, this is our y1 now. For this, the parallel line, the perpendicular line now. So y1 is what? Minus 1. So minus 1 all over what? S minus x1. That is minus 2 over what? Sorry, minus 3 over 2. So what do? You just, simplify and cross multiply. So when you simplify it, that will be y plus 4, y plus 1 over s plus 3 over 2. Cross multiply, what do you have now? 4 into bracket y plus 1, equal to 7 into bracket s plus 3 over 2. I have 4y plus 4, and we have what? 7s plus 21 over 2. Alright? So since we have 2 here, just multiply 2 by 2. So this times 2, that's what? 8y plus 8, 14x plus 21. Alright? Because we have the denominator as 2, we just multiply 2 by 2 so that, we cannot have a simple whole number like this. So what we have now? Bring these other numbers to this other side. We have what? 8y minus 4x plus 8 minus 21 equal to 0. So 8y, alright, I hope you can see the board. 8y minus 14x minus, what we have now? Minus 13 equal to 0. Which of this option is correct? Now this is the correct option. The first one is the correct option. I hope you understand how to solve this question now. Alright, so we're going to do another video to solve more questions so that you can understand it properly. But meanwhile, try to share this video to your friends. Alright, make comments under the comment section, and thank you for watching.